Welcome in, my dear one. Psychic Mia here. I'm so happy to have you with me. What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? We're going to be taking a deep dive on this. Look, we're going to see what was really going on. What's hidden underneath all of that? Is there anything that you need to know about where this could go? What do you need to know about you and what could be blocking you? What's going on in your energy? Take a breath. Take a moment to release and unwind. Our mission here is to help you with spiritual practices like tarot readings to help you live your most aligned life. So I want you to let yourself start to feel drawn to one of these four crystals, one of these four cards. Let yourself just kick into your deep inner knowing, your intuition. Let your shoulders relax. We're looking at card 1, card 2, card 3, or card 4. Take a moment, take a breath, and choose a card right now. Welcome in, my dear card 1. Land and arrive. Here we are. Clear out any space you need to clear out. Let go of anything you need to let go. You can pick it back up later. Let's get started. So what was really going on the last time you interacted with them? We are going to start with our oracle card here. We're going to start with this Hidden Truth Oracle, and we're going to see where we're starting. So, you were the best thing in my life. Oh my. Let's pull some cards about this. Whoa, boy. Let's see what we've got going on. What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? What was going on the last time you interacted with them? Yeah. 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 All right, we're going to start with 4 cards. We're going to pull a lot of cards today. We're going to get a lot of answers, and I want to take a look at lots of different energies. So when new questions come up, we are going to answer them by pulling more cards. Oh boy, so we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the 4 of Wands, and we have the 8 of Wands, and we have the 8 of Swords. So 8, 8. Good to little point out there. Now our aces bring in new opportunities. This person felt like you're the best gift, and still feels like you are the best gift. Even if it's not a gift that they can have, if things can't work out, if this can't become the thing, it still feels like your value has not gone unrecognized. You're so valuable. You are worth so much. You hold so much intense value. There is this overwhelming feeling of attraction. You're beautiful. There's something just so lovely about you. Our pentacles get into physical things, which get into your physical body, your physical everything. But just feeling like you're this incredible, valuable thing. Like you kind of ruined them a little bit when it comes to other people because they're doing this comparison. They also definitely had this feeling that things could be going all the way, that you could be a forever kind of person, that this could be something that lasts forever, that there is this, this card has a lot of wedding vibes, this, celebratory, togetherness. We've got the 4 Wands, which are sometimes called our 11-11 card because we have 11-11s. There is something here that is just so full of potential. This feels a little bit painful. This feels like this is going to be a tricky little ride as we get started here, huh? Now, we're talking, sort of in this past tense. So this is obviously somebody that you're not with currently, or someone that, like decisions have been made on some sides that things are not meant to be continuing forward in this pathway. Let's keep going. So we also have the 8 of Wands. So I do think things were moving really fast with you guys. There was this fast energy that moved you forward, and it didn't feel like, it just felt like everything was just taking you away with it. It was just it wasn't something you had to run towards. It was just like being swept up, like, like you're in a glider plane and the wind picks up and suddenly you're just on the move. You're just zooming forward, and it's not even something you really have to worry about trying to propel forward. You don't have to use any muscle to get there. Now, the Eight of Swords does pop up, so it does feel like there's a potential here that perhaps you felt imprisoned by this, that perhaps there was a part of you that felt really constricted or restricted within the confines of this connection, that maybe you were like, maybe you didn't want to see that things weren't right together, that things weren't, ultimately you're starting to be dominated by somebody else or somebody else's wishes or presence. And you were kind of letting yourself be blindfolded to it a bit. You were letting yourself just, hey, I'm going to stay in this. I still want to see where, this is going. I'm not ready to leave. But also this isn't the best situation for me. This isn't the best place for me to be. Oh my. Okay, let's continue on. First of all, as I continue on, I really want to know, I know we're really talking in the past tense here, but I really want to know what the future of this looks like. Is there a future for this? Is this, oh boy, hey. Well, this is my trusty deck. This deck is so wise, so smart. I love the answers that come from it, and it's just feeding us some answers here. So we have Temperance and we have the High Priestess reversed, and the deck spit these out in sort of upside down from where they were in the deck, and these are the answers we got. We're looking at the future, if there's future potential for this. And what this tells me is that, first of all, there is a balance that needs to happen, that, there couldn't be that same all-in energy. But I do think the more important thing is that we have the High Priestess reversed, which says when we're looking at this as a potential future, there's a part of you that would be shutting down your intuition and your wisdom, your knowing. That you have this deep knowing, you have this deep, and this feels to me very much like our Eight of Swords. It feels very much like putting on a blindfold. Being bound up, not being your fullest self, not seeing things the way they truly are. So when you entertain this as a future possibility, it seems like you once again are sort of putting yourself back into this restricted area, this sort of slightly imprisoned area, where you're not landing in your fullest knowledge, you're not landing in your fullest wisdom, your fullest intuition, which you have in abundance. You are so smart. You are so wise. You do have such good insight, observation skills. You're able to really pick up details and understand what's going on, even if those things can't be completely articulated. And there's a part of you that would be turning that off in order to step back into this. But also there would be this balance that would be needed, because I think things might have been really out of balance before. And that could just be the running in so super fast kind of feeling, or letting it all just sort of pick up and take away with you, that really couldn't be the way that it moves forward in the future. Okay. Now I do want to know, I would like to look at any lessons that are really important that you've taken from this. Was like if we're getting to purpose here, the purpose of this relationship, this connection, the purpose of this person in your life. Is there anything that we can know from a higher source about what you need to know about this person's function in your life? What's coming up there? Oh, hi. We have the Queen of Cups. Oh, yes. Now, the Queen of Cups also, boy, do you have some deep intuition. You really do have an incredible, you must be an incredibly intuitive person. I would be surprised if you don't have some psychic abilities of your own, that you read things, you see things, you feel things, you energetically feel things, you emotionally feel things. You really can feel things off of people without having to, it doesn't have to be something where the person says those things. You understand, you know, you can read the energy, you can read the body language, the actions, you can put together this full picture and read it all. And that is a true and real thing. And there is a part of you that needed to feel these deep emotions that you felt, to get in touch with the depths of the waters of your soul, of how deeply you can step in and feel things and know things. And that you did have to come back to this space of your deep inner knowing. And perhaps you really followed in some aspect, and however things have come about where this connection is now, however things have transpired, it's always important to recognize that even if one person is kind of moving things, like, oh, that person has, quote unquote, rejected me or whatever it is, there's usually something else going on too. And your deep intuition could have changed the way that you're interacting in something to really be actually the one who sort of said goodbye first, even if you didn't actually say goodbye first. Now, I don't know if that's what happened or if that's what's, I'm not reading that, but I am reading this deep inner knowing that you have. And I do think that you knew and you have felt, and that things weren't quite right. Even more than this person did feel those things, that you really sort of followed what you needed to follow. Okay. Hey. Okay, now I would like to take a little look at your heart right now, of anything we need to know that's in your heart space right now, of what's going on with you, what's going on with your heart space, your intuition now. Is there anything that we really need to know that's going to be really important to inform things moving forward? Let's see what we've got. It's time to take a little rest. Your heart needs a break. This has been a lot for your heart. Your emotions, your heart space, you've just really been, this has been stretched and it's been taut and intense, and it's time to take a break, and you need to take a rest if you can. And if you can let yourself do that, let your mind have a rest from this, let your soul have a rest from this, let your heart have a rest from this. And I know that is so easy to say, and that's so difficult to do, because sometimes it feels like everything just wants to keep propelling itself forward and putting energy behind it. What actions can you do to help yourself get the recovery that you need? Is there anything that we can get as just divine wisdom to help you get the recovery that you need? And I love this popping up, our Four of Cups popping up. Hi, my Queen of Cups. You do have this intense emotional space. And for right now, and this is going to sound perhaps a little counterintuitive, or perhaps exactly intuitive, that you need to turn your heart space off, to say no to things that are coming in. If you get afraid that that's going to be like, oh, this is going to be my last chance for feeling things, this is going to be my last chance for love, this is going to be don't let go of any of that, and let yourself shut it down. Let yourself say a royal no. No, it's not for me right now. You're not entering my heart space right now. I'm not open to receiving those emotions and that feeling. Now, this also goes for your intuitive space. So because you are so intuitive, you're so in tune with the mystical parts of you, with the parts that are just picking up energy every which way you go. Part of this rest is turning off that intuition a little bit, not for yourself, but really for other people, that you might be just taking in too much information, and you might need to actually just put up an energetic block. Like, I'm not taking on other people's knowledge. I'm not going to worry about what is coming in at me from other people's energy of, that I feel they want this and I can read that they want that. And this is, where you're just being pulled every which way, that you just put up an energetic block that, no, I'm handling my own energy right now. this is where I am. I need to handle and focus my own energy right now. And I'm not in a space where I can receive your energy. I'm not in a space where I'm going to be available to read your emotions or read your what's going on in your space and in your presence. I want to ask one more thing about that, about what you can do, any actions you can take to help yourself in this, move forward, to help yourself get into a really good space. And the pentacles come, the pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles comes up. And immediately my very first thought was gardening. And I know this is like a very harvest card. But I'm asking about actions you can take. And that is the first thing that came to my mind, was if you can get into a garden and garden. Now, you might not be a gardener and that might not be your thing. But if you could get somewhere where you're perhaps surrounded, like a botanical garden, or getting around something where you're around nature, getting into even getting into the woods, or getting into a space where there's just a lot of nature and growth around you, and you can just take in nature instead of taking in all of the energy from all of the people around you. I think that's going to be really good. Now, the other thing is that you could grow something from home. So growing something that could be a plant, but that could also be a project, something that when you think of growth and you think of something, it starts as the seed, it grows it takes some time, it takes some patience and care, and then it becomes the fullest expression of itself. That kind of project, if you have something like that you've been mulling over, thinking about, this is the time to whip out that project. And you can have something that goes from seed to completion, preferably something that does nourish your soul and nurture you. Okay. All right, I want to flip back to our gold deck, and I want to flip back in here, and I want to actually ask about other energy that's coming towards you. What you're preparing for. What is your soul preparing for? What are you looking for towards the future? What is it you need to focus on right now? What do we need to know? Let's take a look. Oh, hi. I love pulling duplicate cards. It's so wonderful when messages come through so clearly, isn't it? Where we're like, okay, I got it. Reading you loud and clear. High Priestess upright. We had our High Priestess reversed already. This is it would be ignoring those parts of you. And hey, we are asking about what is coming down the line. And you will be back in your full seat of power, where you read everything intuitively. You are so wise. You're open to all the information that is coming in. You can sort this information well. You understand the good and the bad of things. You understand the gray area. You understand everything that's coming at you with wisdom, with grace, with observation, and just really sitting with your intuition, with your divine knowing and your divine feminine energy. And there is a lot of growth here, and there is a really fertile energy here. I'm really called to these pomegranates in the background again, that perhaps that's a moment for you to like be inspired by pomegranate somehow, just even eating a pomegranate, just letting that sort of be a little theme of something that you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get a pomegranate. So take my time. It takes time to eat, because you have to get all the seeds out, which you can do underwater, by the way, and is actually the best way to get the seeds out. And the skin floats and the seeds go to the bottom. It's very convenient. Okay, so I am still asking the same question. I'm staying on this question, and I want to know what is coming down the line for you. What are we taking a look at? What are we looking forward towards? What is on the horizon for you? What do we need to know? Hi, King of Cups. The beautiful thing is that there is something divine and wonderful for you, my Queen of Cups. There is someone who is in incredible alignment with you that is just on the horizon. You don't need to worry about this person right now. What you need to worry about right now is taking that energetic rest, because that is what the cards are telling us, that, hey, This is the function that you need to do right now. But I would like to, the cards say, I would like to give you some reassurance that there is something absolutely divine and beautiful on the horizon for you. Someone that you are uniquely suited for, that you are uniquely attuned to, that you are uniquely paired with, that feels like, oh wow, we're puzzle pieces that fit. And I would never have fit with anyone else this way. I would never have fit with this person this way. This was the person I needed to be my fullest expression of myself, where not only am I my most intuitive self, I am my most knowledgeable, wise, living in my power self, but so are they. And they actually enhance what I bring to this world. They enhance my natural abilities. That's the way that their abilities are and the way that they live in this world. And they are deeply emotional. They have an incredible capacity for love. They have a beautiful ability to communicate with you in feelings and in emotions and expression, and being able to read your energy as well, which I do think is important for someone who reads energy and reads intuition and can read all of these things so clearly and so deeply, probably when you don't even really want to, which is one of the reasons I think we need this royal no of like putting up that wall of that barrier to say, no, I'm not going to read your energy right now, because it's just so natural for you to do it without any, you're just, it's just tumbling in for you without any filter, any net. Oh my goodness. Yes, I love this. And I do think that's important for you to have as well, that you're paired with someone who also has a similar skill set, has a similar gift. Oh boy. Yay. Okay, I want to go ahead and I want to pull two more cards for this. Just looking on the periphery, on the horizon of what's coming towards you. If there's anything we need to know. This isn't just things that are coming towards you. This could be really anything. I'll leave this open to the cards to give us the answers we need. The moon. You are a moon goddess, aren't you? You definitely have that. When we get into this energy that you have, you really do have this mystical energy. Now, we're looking forward towards the future, and I think there is going to be some revelation for you, that some truth is going to come out where you're like, I understand it all now. This all makes sense to me now. I see why things had to fit this way. I see why the puzzle had to come together this way. And also, I feel like trundling towards the future, when we look on the horizon, there's a piece of you that is just unbelievably, blatantly yourself. You don't have to hide things. You don't have to change things. You don't have to feel like there are little secret pockets of things, that you are just you. And you feel like you can howl it at the moon. You can be, this is where I live. I'm fully here, and it feels so right. It feels so good. Okay, I said I wanted to pull one more card for this, and I do. So let's just see what else we have. Pulling one more card of what's on the horizon. And I can tell already we have a reversed card. And we have the Five of Cups reversed. I love this. So that feeling of looking back towards what you had, which is probably still going on, that you're still really looking back at what you had and what went wrong, and maybe it should still be going on, and should this thing be moving forward still? Should I just let myself be put in this, should I just let myself be put in these binds and blindfold myself again? Should I let myself just turn off my most intuitive self? All of those things of looking back, that is going to be a thing of the past. So looking forward on the horizon, you are very much going to be in the present. You are not going to be looking back anymore. Whatever is plaguing you now, or plaguing your mind now about the past, that will be gone. That will go away. You will turn around and see what is available to you. You will look at the wealth that is around you, and that will be a thing of the past itself. So all of those thoughts that maybe even feel uncontrollable at times, you're going to be good with those. Okay, so now I want to pull a couple of little I want to pull a couple of pink cards. I would like to just pull a few cards. I just want to pull 4 cards of what you need to know right now. Anything you need to focus on, anything that's really important for you to know. Let's see what we've got. Okay, it's just anything you really need to know, any messages that are coming through for you that are just really important for you. Something in here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got. So we have got Hi Temperance. Hi King of Cups. Oh boy, we have the 10 of Wands and we have the Page of Wands. All right, so we have 2 Wands cards, which get into that fire energy. We have our King of Cups again. And we have Temperance again. I love the duplicate cards. They make me so happy. I love getting confirmation of messages. It really, it helps to solidify things. And also it's the card saying, hey, I know that you need this confirmation. I know that you don't fully believe this yet. Maybe you don't fully believe that this guy is on the peripheral, that this guy is on the horizon, that this is coming in, that someone who is so right for you could even exist, that the good truly is there. And this card comes in to say, hey, I know this isn't locked in for you yet, and you don't fully realize this, but you need to just relax and have a certain amount of faith that this is here, belief that this is here, because this isn't going anywhere. This is very strong. It's a very strong, very dominant energy, and it is really good, and it is a really good pairing, and it is really good for you, and it is there. It's, you know, it's not running off. You can do the work you need to do without worrying about that. You can take the rest. You can say your royal no. You can get back to your seat of power, dipping into your intuition. You can grow what you need to grow without worrying that this is going to disappear, or worrying that this doesn't actually exist and you're losing the only thing that you thought, you know, that you're 100% sure does exist, which is something in the past. Which also, if it's in the past, then it actually doesn't exist anymore, right? That's kind of mind-blowing thought a little bit. The memory now exists, and that energy is still there, but it's transformed into something else. Oh boy. Now we also have Temperance coming through once again. Now we were asking about, originally when we pulled Temperance, we were asking about if you were gonna step back into this old thing. So this is sort of a different answer coming in, because I do feel like this is saying, hey, just focus on balancing yourself right now. Just focus on finding some divine balance in your life where you feel like, oh, okay, I've got a good routine. I feel like I'm taking care of myself. I'm getting the sleep I need. I am turning my energy off to other people at certain, you know, when I need to. And maybe a lot of the time you do that. And you only open it up at certain times with certain people you love or friends, or, you know, to take care of yourself. Let things regenerate, let things heal with the bombardment that was coming in before. But really let yourself find some balance. Let yourself find a really good rhythm and a really good habit and a really good routine. Habits, I suppose, and a really good routine. And this feels calm. This doesn't feel like hustle culture. This feels like that kind of sending you into the garden to go grow some things kind of feeling. This is about taking your time. There is no rush here. There's no panic button. This is nice and slow and peaceful and methodical as you let yourself rest and you give yourself permission to just take the time to find the balance. Now we also have the Page of Wands and we have the 10 of Wands. Now I do feel like a message might be coming in for you. It's possible a message has already come in. I think a message is coming in. I think it's on the way. Now our pages, youthful messengers, our wands get into that fire energy, which both of these are fire energy, career, passion, purpose, yum, 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 yum. Like, ooh, I love this energy. It is lit up. It is moving forward. Woof. This is so I do think that there is a message on the way to you. And so I think you can take the rest that you need. You can take the time you need to find the balance you need and the recovery you need, without any fear or worry that there's going to be a moment for you to get back into the hustle if you want to in the future. That you might, like you want to feel lit up, you want to feel ready to go, motivated, just like trundling through life, and there will be opportunities for that. There will be opportunities to feel all of that. Right now, you rest. But those opportunities are on their way. Those messages are in the cosmic pipeline, like coming towards you. So that energy is there. Those things are coming towards you. And there will be a beautiful opportunity for you to use your muscle, to really take something home. Or 10 cards of completion. This is something that you really fully bring to completion. It's something you set out to do, and you do it. And I don't think that we're getting into relationship space here when we're talking about this. I don't think we're talking about our King of Cups. I think the universe has said, like, hey, I'm reassuring you, that's on the way. And that is divinely aligned. That feels like soulmate energy. This feels like career energy or passion energy or purpose energy. This feels like something that will be really difficult, that you will have to struggle through, that it won't come easily. This is going to be something where you look back and you're like, that was really hard, but I did it. I did that hard thing. And honestly, this reminds me of, I was just watching some of the sprinting footage, and one of the girls who won one of something, she was winning something up for sprinting, and she said, this is really hard. This came up as like an Instagram running thing. That she was like, it was so hard. It was so hard. I did this really hard thing. It was so hard. And that's how this is going to feel. Like you won something that's incredible, and boy, was it hard to do. And wow, you did that really hard thing. But it's not something you have to worry about. It's not something you have to be like, oh, I have to get my energy together for this. Like, yes, you should get your energy together to, recover and rejuvenate. But also, it's just going to feel good. It's going to be flexing your muscles. It's going to feel nice. It's going to be, like the good kind of hard work where you like to feel like you've accomplished something. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I would like to pull a Divine Feminine card for you. Okay, so I kind of just spilled my cards everywhere and got it over enthusiastic there a little bit. All right, so I want to take a look at some Divine Feminine energy for you. I want to see what Divine Feminine energy you might really benefit from tapping into right now. If there's anything that we need to know for you. Let's see. Sekhmet, the Red Lady, I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Now, this is so interesting because this angry voice, this red energy, it does feel very different from the energy that we're sort of pushing you into, which is this calm energy, this, go sit in the garden and watch your garden grow energy, this recovery and rest energy. But I do think this is coming through because there's something important here about tapping into your divine anger, giving voice to it. And I think this is also so important because your intuitive self is picking up so many messages. And it's so difficult because society and the world at large is constantly sort of telling you the rules of life. And talking directly to the messages that you're getting is not a rule that other people live by or that is really socially acceptable. So, you have to have things to back it up. What words did they say? What was just because you felt it energetically to be something that does make you angry, it can be very hard to give voice to that because as far as the world's rules are concerned, you don't really have the right to be angry about anything. So what I would like you to do is like you to let yourself give voice to this this feeling of having to bind yourself up. And this could be, directed to this. And I don't even really mean talking to this person at all. I just mean acknowledging it for yourself. This could be journaling it out. This could be writing a letter you never send. I mean, maybe there is something you need to actually, say to someone. But I would say really it's an acknowledgement of you to you, that what you see and what you feel is valid, that what you read in other people of, these were the messages that I got that forced me into being a version of myself I don't like, feeling like I'm being held captive and held prisoner. And even though you didn't say I had to conform to those rules, I could feel that's what you wanted from me. And I could feel that's what was going on. And I don't like that feeling. And I'm okay being angry about it. Those just acknowledging to yourself that what you feel, what you read, what you see is valid and real is a very important step to leaning into your most powerful high priestess self as well. And also I think it's really important for you moving forward because you're always going to be getting those messages and you're always going to be reading those things, and you can choose to always ignore it forever and never truly align with it, or you can just let yourself align with it and be like, yeah, this is where I'm living and this is who I am and this is with a real. Ooh, I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I want to pull one more special card. So as our last card, I want to pull this is a little divine advice that's coming in, a little divine guidance coming in. And these cards are very stiff and they don't want to, they don't want to shuffle so well. Okay, now let's see what we've got. All right, my precious little cards. I got a lovely little heart kick here when I was okay, actually I'm feeling 2 cards. So we're getting you 2 cards. Let's see what we've got. Have faith and healing. Well, that sounds absolutely perfect, doesn't it? I said earlier, have some faith, that belief, and also, letting yourself heal, taking that recovery, taking that time to rest and recovery. So first of all, it's not always easy to have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay. Yet still, you must do exactly that. Because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. Healing. Your body, mind, and soul are in a period of deep healing right now. You're going through many transformations at once, and you're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing that you need with open arms and an open heart. Yes, I'm going to have faith over here, and I'm going to plant our healing over here by our 4 of Swords. Oh, my dear one, thank you so much for joining me. This was a really great reading. We started with I feel like it was like a little bit of bad news. It was kind of like, ooh, this is, we're dealing with something that's got a little emotion to it and a little bit of something difficult in there. But we got some really great answers. I feel like I have a lot of clarity. I would love to know what you feel about this. There are some really strong messages coming in. I would love to hear. Oh my goodness, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Please also like this video. That makes my heart happy. And really comment. I know that I love the vulnerable comments, but even if you don't feel comfortable, vulnerable, commenting, just letting me know, like, hey, this really did hit some things on the head for me. But also if you feel comfortable sharing how it did align, I love to hear that. Can we go ahead? Let's go ahead and drop something from the garden below. So something from this growth garden that's going on. I want to drop any kind of plant. Any kind of plant, any kind of flower, anything like that from the garden of your soul into an emoji down below. Oh my goodness, until I see your precious self again, I'm sending you love and I'm sending you so much light. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in my card to what was really going on the last time you interacted with them. Clear away, and land. All right, we are going to start with our Hidden Truth Oracle card. Let's see where we're starting. So we are starting with, I wish things could be different. I wish things could be different. That actually leaves a lot of open energy. I wish things could be different. Let's find out. Let's take a look. Let's go to our cards. Let's see what's going on. What was really going on the last time you interacted with this person? What was really going on? What do we need to know? Oh, I'm feeling something in this chunk right here. I am. I'm feeling something else in this chunk right here. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Let's find out. Let's see what's really going on in this energy. We're going to pull lots of cards. We're going to ask questions when we need to ask questions, which will be all the time. Okay. Oh boy, we've got two reverse cards right away. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Page of Cups reversed. Two of Swords reversed. Page of Cups reversed. We have the Tower. We have a lot of reversed cards coming up here in our first pull. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Sun, and we have the Empress reversed. So tons of information just tumbling towards us. Two pages. So I do want to point out that our pages are these sort of youthful messenger cards. So you are being given a lot of information. There's a lot of things coming through. And right away, I also see some really big change. So first of all, with our Two of Swords reversed. Now our Two of Swords is this card that sort of says, hey, not making a decision about something is making a decision. And there might be like a crossroads kind of thing going on, which makes a lot of sense in this situation. I feel like this is telling us that there's non-movement here. Whatever has been happening, this person's been stuck in a decision, but it's something that it's really holding things up. Things really haven't come together. Things have just been really stalled out, and perhaps they're not even willing or trying to make the decision. That things have just really come to a standstill or a stop. And there's things that they're not telling you. This person is withholding information about their feelings. So they do have a lot of feelings. They do have a lot of heart space, but you can probably feel these messages want to come through, but they are refusing to say them. They're refusing to give voice to them. They're refusing to deliver the message. So there's probably a lot of, you're probably getting the feeling off of it that, like they want to choose things. They want to figure things out. They want to express things to you. They want to tell you what they're really feeling, but they're not. Now we also have the Tower, which represents this big change. Something really big is changing in this whole atmosphere. And I think really for this person, there's a really big change going on where things feel like they're just kind of, and this might be stuff that you don't know about, where they just are really having a hard time managing it. I mean, it's burning down all around them. Things are kind of going up in flames. Things are sort of falling apart in spaces. This might be like really showing up in their personal life. And these might be things that you don't even really know the full extent of. They're, because you're not getting the messages about what they're feeling. They're just, like sort of maybe feeling like they're out on their own handling this stuff that's just, getting consumed by this fire. Now the Page of Swords comes through, and what I really feel with the Page of Swords coming through is that you are reading things, you have an understanding of the truth, you are getting and picking up these messages that are not being laid out for you, and those things, that is a clarity that is real for you, that is a clarity that is truthful for you. So own that clarity, own those messages, take that information in, because that is good information. Now, we're also getting the sun. And this is a feeling of that this person, when they're around you, they just want to be around you. They want to be in your presence. You feel like you give them power, you give them energy, you give them optimism, a positivity. There is something so warm about you. There is something so that just feels like a relief to be around you, that they wish they could be in that presence all the time. Now, I do get that conflicting feeling with that tower energy that there's just something going on that they just can't really manage that. Like it would be so lovely just to be in your presence all the time, but there's just something else going on. And we have the Empress reversed. So I also feel like this is part of the way that they see you, as that they cannot say it to you, that they see you as this like this other message that is not coming through, this divinely feminine, incredibly that you have this fertile energy of growth around you. You grow things, you feel so fresh. Look how different you are to the Tower card, the burning energy. You have this just like, oh, life, everything just comes to life when you're around, and things just feel, but they can't deliver this message to you. They can't tell you about how they see you, how they feel about you. There's a lot of unspoken things, but you can honor and know the truth and the clarity of what is coming through as well, and just own that, because those messages are real. Those messages are coming through. I would like to know a little bit about the potential outcome for this situation. Is this something that could move forward in the future? Is this something that requires time? Is there a space where the clarity does come? They can make a decision. They can deliver the messages. They can tell you how they feel. So yeah, I do feel like it is. I feel like this is something where, the Ten of Wands is sort of bringing something home. They need to bring something to it. They need to finish something. They need to, walk through this difficult time. But at the end of it, they can land in a place where they're able to express how they feel about you. Things could really, start to be at a place where you could really investigate all of the feelings, all of the things, all of the, have much more potential. There's a place where this could have a lot more potential. And I want to stay in that question. So I do want to stay in the future sort of outcome of where this could lead, if there's potential for this. Yeah, and I do. I feel like there is potential for this. We have the Six of Cups, this nostalgic kind of, there's almost something like a youthful starting over kind of feeling. And I do feel that kind of starting over feeling, especially with the Tower burning everything down to a crisp and making it forcefully that it has to start over from scratch, kind of this new beginning, this sort of rebirth of this, where everything's kind of like, children, like coming at this sort of with a child's eye of everything's for the first time. It's like just taking some small pleasure in each other, and things being kind of, in that foundling stage. But a lot of feeling and a lot of emotion there, a lot of feeling and a lot of emotion building there. Okay, I would like to look at some timing of when this could move forward. Is there a space where we have any information on any timing that is coming through? The Four of Swords coming up. And the Four of Swords is telling me that there's a rest that needs to happen for this person. So this person has to go through the stuff, the craziness that they need to go through. And on the other end of that, they need to take a rest. And at the end of that rest, that is when things could move forward. And I do like that this is in the four. So I would put this actually in the context of a four, that this could be 4 months from now. This could be 4 weeks from now. This could be 4 days from now, probably a little more time than that. This feels like a really big change that's going on, so that feels like it's going to take a little bit of effort on their part. But there is a rest period, and it would be on the other side of that rest period. Now, I would like to investigate if this is something worth pursuing for you. Is this something that you want to encourage the potential of this? Is this something worth encouraging the potential of this? Let's see what we have. And we have the Hermit reversed. Interesting. So this is really stepping out of a space of aloneness. That, and I would say yes. This feels like a yes. That there is a certain amount of perhaps both of you feeling a little cloistered, a little alone, a little off in your own hermity space of sort of reflecting and seeing and doing this sort of deep dive into the energy that's right around you, and there's a space where coming out of this would be really good for both of you, and it would be a sense of togetherness, of coming out of this space of aloneness, basically. Separateness, separation. But I also want to keep that question on the burner. I want to see what else comes up for that question. Hi, my Queen of Cups. I love this card. My goodness, you have so much intuition, you have so much emotion, you have so much depth. You're an incredible prize. They can feel that you're an incredible prize. That's not something that they're unaware of. And we're asking if this has this potential, something that you might want to, really possibly investigate. And this card really comes up to say, hey, you already know the answer to this. You have a deep intuitive sense. You're so smart. You're so wise. You're so emotionally in tune. Whatever your emotions are saying, I mean, really, we're asking about them and what was really going on with them, but where are you? Whatever your emotions are telling you, that is a truth. And whatever your emotions are saying to you, whatever your intuition says, whatever your feelings are saying, that is something you should follow. It is not something you should ignore. So if you really feel like, this feels really potentialful, this feels really important, this feels really, like I feel really connected to this person, then there's your divine yes. If you feel that it is not, that it is, then that is your divine no. I'm staying in that question for one more card, and we have the Three of Cups, which is a joyful celebratory card. It's fun, and I feel like this could be a fun adventure, starting something in a connection with this person, of really holding the space for there to be potential here. Could be a really fun adventure, full of laughter, full of good meals together, full of spending time where things are just joyful and fun and funny, and you have this playful spirit with each other, and things feel really good. I love these. This is good information. Okay, now I want to tap into you real quick. So I would like to tap into what you sort of really need to know about you. What's going on with you right now? Is there anything that could be problematic for this moving forward in the future? You know what? I don't even want to go there yet. What I really want to ask is just looking into your energy about what we need to know about you. If there's anything really important going on in your energy, I just want to look at some gems. I want the universe to show us a little gem of what's inside your energy right now. Hi, King of Swords. So I do think it's possible you really have some strong feelings for this person, that you do have some really strong, like you really hold them in esteem. You really hold them, you're in awe of them. And it feels like they really look at you. They really see you. They really want to know you. They really want to dive into the truth of who you are. They're also just a really smart human being, and you respect that a lot about them. And they're in this divine masculine seat of power that's like so yummy that it feels like they have this handle on confidence and knowing which way to go and how to make the right decision, and what is true for them and what is not true for them. Even if things are burning down around them and you're not getting the full picture, it does feel like you really hold them in a higher regard. So I also want some more gems about what's going on inside of you, just whatever we need to know. So this could be relating to something completely outside this person. Hi. So we also have the Six of Wands. So there is something really winning in your energy right now. I do feel like it's possible you've been tucked away from the world. We have that Hermit reverse, and I'm feeling that for both of you. But there is something really winning about you right now, that there's something that's that is landing in the right places inside of your energy, inside of your heart space, inside of your self-knowledge, where there you really are landing on some good truths, some good passion, some good just winning it. Like yeah, okay, I can see this all the way through. The things I'm reading in myself are accurate. And there's something really beautiful about that. I'm staying inside of your energy bubble right now. And I do think you're really ready for a committed relationship. I think you're really ready for that like divine emotional emotional connection, communication, being able to really be with someone. You're really in a good space for this. You've done a lot of hard work. You've done the emotional work. You've done your deep dives. You're in a space where you're truly ready for it and you're craving it. It's something that you really desire right now as well. So congratulations. I love that. Okay, I'm staying right now with any gems we need to know about you. So let's see what we've got. And now we have the Hermit upright, which I love pulling duplicate cards. We pulled the Hermit reversed, and we were seeing if there was potential for the relationship, that you might be coming out of this lonesome sort of space. So you are in this sort of lonesome space right now. And right now that is actually good for you. So yes, coming out of it will be great, and it could be great for both of you. So yes, I feel like that's it, but what you're in right now is really good for you. So enjoy this time. Understand that this time is really healthy for you. It's really reflective for you. You're getting to get some really important insights. You're getting to spend some time getting that self-knowledge together that you need, seeing things in the bubble of your energy field of what you need to see, what you need to know, spending time with yourself, and it's really good. Okay, now I would like to ask about if there's any block that we need to worry about. If there's any block that we need to maybe take a look at. Now, I feel like all of our cards right now have been very positive for you. So I would say that whatever we're about to pull, that generally you're in a very good space, and this doesn't feel like you're in a very blocked space. Like you might need to do a little more self-reflection, spend some time in that if you want to, but you're in a really good space. So I'm asking about blocks, and really the only block that I see coming through, which is kind of a good block to have, good problem to have, is that, our aces bring in these new opportunities. And I think that there's a possibility that you're not opening yourself up all the way to the full potential for you. That there is more that the universe wants to give you. There is more that is knocking on your door to come in. And either you don't hear it, you maybe don't see it, maybe you don't believe you're worthy of that, like the more. Because I do think that you're in a good space. You're not in a space where you're about to, sort of, you have to do some really hard work to get there. This is just opening up a bit more, lifting the belief system even more, taking away limiting beliefs even more, understanding there is no limit to the abundance that you are worthy of. There is no limit to what can come in for you. Romantically, in love. I also do feel like this is financially. I do feel like this is with opportunities, with career, that there is a huge amount of abundance knocking on your door, and you might not be open to the potential of how big it can really be for you. So to spending a little bit of time looking at like, hey, I think I'm going to crack myself open a little bit more. I do want to take a look at some action, any action that you might need to take, or really a suggestion of what you could take to help up level you in any aspect of your life, from this, getting more ready for a partnership here, or connection here, or in Korea, anything. Let's just find out what we've got. So we're looking for action. 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 Okay. And we have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is this healing card of somebody who's, like healing. They've gotten hurt. They're stepping back up. They're getting back into it. And this feels like there might be something And I don't know that this, so our wands do often get into career, passion, purpose. And I don't know this has anything to do with love. This feels to me like something that has to do with maybe a project, maybe something you felt really passionate about, that maybe you got rejected from, or you felt like you failed at, or you didn't complete it. You like, found yourself procrastinating somewhere. You just, no one was holding you accountable and you didn't complete this thing. But this is an important thing. And so I feel like the message that is coming through is it's time to stand back up. It's time to finish that thing. Even if you don't feel super confident about it, even if you feel a little shaky, even if you feel a little like, I don't know, I got really bonked over the head before with this, and I felt like I, was on the losing side, and I felt like I wasn't strong enough. But to stand back up and get back in this so that you can walk this home to completion. And what comes after our Nine of Wands is our Ten of Wands, which is bringing something home. It is carrying it all the way through. So that is the message coming through on that card. I would like another piece of action, which means if there is something you immediately think of, the best time to start and to get back in is right now. It's very easy to put things off. So easy. So much better just to spend 2 minutes right now getting started on that energy. Hi. So I'm asking about action, and we have the Four of Wands. We're back in the wand space. So this is sometimes called the 1111 card. This is a very celebratory card. So I do think that there's something that you should be celebrating. There is something that you should be, throw yourself like a little party about something. And there's something where other people are involved, especially to like congratulate yourself for the hard work you put in, for the sweat that you put in, for the passion that you put in, for the time that you put in. And this can even be for this same project, whatever this was, that you even got that far along. Celebrate that. Let yourself throw yourself a little party with the help of someone else. Bring a girlfriend in, bring somebody in, and have a little celebration about this thing, about what you've accomplished so far. And of course, this is a 4 card. So this is, we're just talking about the 9. And so this is before that. So this is this like, in that more foundling stage that you were in, it is still something to celebrate. It is still something to throw a big party over. So I want you to celebrate yourself and the hard work you've put in, the things that you've done and what you've accomplished so far. Oh, yes, this is fun. Okay, I feel like I feel like you would be a wonderful person to be around right now. And I feel like you just you got your stuff together. You've got a lot of good things popping up. I really was just thinking about asking just anything that's just in here that we just need to know, just a little bit of advice that we might need to know. So finding that balance, letting yourself find a balance with everything, letting yourself and to me, this advice really feels like, don't take things too seriously. Don't not take things seriously enough. Find a balance with everything where you feel like you are taking your desires seriously. They are worthy of taking seriously. But also, don't take everything like too deeply to heart. That, finding that soft balance around things, which I feel like this card is always so much easier said than done. It is so much easier to say, oh yes, sure, find a balance, but that's a very hard thing to do. And it's a hard thing to remind yourself to do. But letting yourself keep coming back to a space where you remember that, you've got this and you're a human and you're gonna make mistakes and you're also gonna have some huge wins, and that's beautiful and wonderful. Okay, I want to switch decks really quickly. So I do want to switch decks over to my old trusty deck that I love, because I love the answers this deck gives me. And I would just like to pull 3 cards. I just want to pull 3 cards for you. I'm actually really feeling this for that abundance, about being able to open yourself up to the potential of the abundance that is knocking on your door in love, in money, in career. I just want to take a look at that energy. What is there for you? What's going on in that energy? What do we need to know? I just want to know a little bit more about that abundance knocking on the door. So let's see what we've got. Okay, we have the Two of Wands, we have the Two of Swords reversed. Whoa, right? Duplicate card. This is a duplicate card from our first pull. Whoa. So this was something we were reading in that person's energy of them, you know, sort of being stalled out, maybe not maybe being able to move things forward, you know, just really in this space of indecision and maybe at a crossroads, but a stalled out crossroads. And it's reversed on that deck, and it is reversed on this deck, and that feels very important. Okay, so we also, and I'm asking out abundance for you. So we also have the Page of Pentacles. Heck yes. Okay, okay, okay. So first of all, let's start with our Two of Wands. With our Two of Wands coming in, we're asking about the potential of this abundance that could be knocking on your door. What this really says to me is that the world is your oyster. Like there is no limit here. This gets into sort of like a travel adventuring, like, you know, like, but the scope of this is like beyond what you can see. So don't limit yourself to what you can see. Understand that there are things you've never seen before. There are places you've never gone. There are things you have not experienced. This grand adventure that we are on, it is limitless in what it can bring to you. So try not to limit yourself to what you have already experienced. The other thing that I am pulling in here with our Two of Swords reversed is that there's a part of you that is in this stalled energy as well. Now, this is very interesting because this could be an energy that you've actually picked up from this person, even that you just like, you felt their energy and you sort of took it on as your own. That's a possibility. But there is something here where you are maybe not deciding for yourself what you want in life, that you're kind of letting things just, okay, well, I don't want to ask for things. Okay, well, I don't want to, you know, like I don't want to decide that I deserve certain things, or I don't want to, you know, I'd rather just sort of, but it's leaving you in a stagnant space where you're not really moving forward the way that you could be moving forward. Because it is important to ask for what you want. It is good to decide. It is good to choose. It is good to take your blindfold off. Even if you choose the wrong thing, well, then you change direction and you choose another thing and you go in another direction. But movement's always going to be more important than standing still, than stagnation, sitting still, really, with your hands, you know, with your hands full and your eyes closed. It's so choose movement whenever possible. And that means too, getting out of stages of things, you know, like if we're talking about this project, perhaps, you know, like getting out of stages where things aren't actually moving. Maybe it's planning, maybe it's, you know, sort of, you know, figuring out some other things, but it's not actual movement where you aren't actually doing the thing that you're meant to be doing. Choosing movement over anything else. Now, the other thing that pops up is the Page of Pentacles. And, you know, our pages are messenger cards or pentacles. We're just asking about that Ace of Pentacles energy that is, you know, that block that says, hey, you got to open yourself up to the full potential of what can come in for you. And look for the opportunities. Know what it is you're looking for. You got to take the blindfold off to know what it is you're looking for, but know that you are in no way limited either by what you can see or what you've already experienced. And those feel like sort of counteracting things, but they're not. Let yourself be open to all of the messages that are coming in about what is knocking on your door, of what is coming in already. That's an opportunity, that is a message that is saying, hey, There it is. That's, open that door. Okay, go this way, go on that path. Follow those messages as they come in, and they'll be all around you. You will see those messages all around you. I would like to pull a Divine Feminine card for you. I would like to pull a Divine Feminine card for you just to see if channeling some specific energy can really help you out here. And we have Diana, Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. Sit into your language, the language of the natural world, your mother tongue, the frequency of love. Yes. Okay, and I also want to pull a little divine guidance card. These guides are a little hard to shuffle. They're very fresh. And let's see what we have for you. Let's see what we have for you. A little divine guidance, a little divine guidance, a little divine. Yeah, there is. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Here we are. Step back. You're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. This also feels like it relates to that Two of Wands, of stepping back, taking a bird's eye view, seeing things as expansive and as big as they really are, that you don't even know what really exists out there because you've been so up close with it. And now stepping back lets you see how much there really is. It can be hard to make a decision. Span out, and making a decision, or Two of Swords reversed feels like that gets into that as well. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective needed, so you can really get the perspective that's needed for you. Oh my, this has been so wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It means the world to me. It means the world to my team. I would love it if you do. Let's also, if you like this video, will you like this video? I love it. I also love it when you comment. More than anything, I love when you comment, because I love hearing your stories about what is in alignment, what you're going through, how this hit you, why this hit you, how you feel like this resonates. I really love hearing the stories. Now, if you want to share a story, that is completely fine. But even just anything, I love to hear. But I would love to hear your stories. Let's go ahead. Can we drop? Oh my goodness, there's so much to drop. Let's drop an arrow with our Diana. Let's drop an arrow with our Diana. Let's drop an arrow below. Any kind of arrow, maybe like a bow and arrow. That makes the most sense. I'm sending you so much love. I am sending you so much light until I see your precious, wonderful self again. Mwah. Welcome in my card 3. What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? Take a breath, let go of anything you need to let go of, and land and arrive here now. Let's start with our oracle card. So let's start with the card that we have in the center. This was the card that we pulled at the beginning, and your card is I don't react when people mention you. I don't react when people mention you. I feel like this could very much go both ways. What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? They're trying not to react. There's something going on there. Let's see what we've got. So I'm going to start with our gold deck. I want to just pull some cards for this. What was going on the last time you interacted with them? What was going on? What was really going on here? Okay. Yes. Take a little breath for me. Let yourself just be in this. Let go of any expectations, or, just sort of let yourself be. Let yourself observe. Let yourself notice what comes up for you. And let's see what we've got. Oh my. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Three of Swords. I wonder if this is a past person, a person that you've shared a lot of feelings with. We have the Seven of Cups reversed. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the King of Cups. Well, this is really very telling. Very interesting, very telling. So much information coming through. I mean, first of all, there's a decision they've not been able to make. They haven't been able to decide on something. They've really been at a crossroads. And this really feels like this is coming up and you're a part of this. You're part of this decision-making process that they've been trying to make. And they've really had a terrible time trying to make a decision. They've really like blindfolded themselves. They're trying almost not to decide that it's just so paralyzing for them. And they're just really sitting mired in the question of which way to go, what to do. Now we have the Ten of Wands here, which tells me that this is a card of completion. They are working really hard to figure things out. They're working really hard to bring things home, to bring things to completion, to finish things up, to be able to get to a space where they feel like they've settled in, where things have been done. They've gotten to the place where they needed to get to. They've struggled and strained their way there, but they've made it there. And they haven't made it yet, but it is on the horizon. They have been working really hard. But there is heartbreak involved here as well. Whether this is heartbreak over you or if this is heartbreak over someone else that they've been trying to let go of and it's been really clouding them up so they haven't really been able to move on you yet, there is something going on here. They obviously have some very strong feelings about you that are like generating some intense energy, and they also are in a really kind of icky space. They're kind of in a really tricky space in their life where things don't feel settled, things don't feel good, things don't feel happy and light. And if you read that in them at all, which I don't know that you would, I don't see any indications that they're presenting a sunny side to everyone. But if you were reading that, then you know that's a mask, because there is something else going on here. Now, we also have the Seven of Cups reversed, which is telling me that there's also something a little bit, it gets into that stagnation again. It gets into that pause where we have the Two of Swords, not being able to make a choice. They keep imagining the outcomes of things, imagining the good things that could happen, imagining the bad things that could happen. They let their imagination just roll through all of these scenarios, which you are a part of, and the things that would give them feelings and emotions, and they once again are just stagnant. They just are not able to move out of it. It's a little bit of obsessive thinking, a little bit of obsessive. Now, hello, obsessive thinking. We've not left that obsessive thinking. The obsessive thinking continues. This generates more feelings and emotions as we're in the cups, and this is definitely like a stagnated place. But we know that they're also in a really sort of tortured mental space. There's something very tortured for them here, where it's just going around and around their mind. Doesn't let them sleep at night. They're having a very hard time handling all the thoughts that keep coming up for them. So if they're not reacting when people mention you, if they're not reacting to trying to show you just sort of a strong front, like, hey, I don't care too much. Whatever that is that's sort of coming off, that is not the full story. Like, whoa, we've got a lot more story going on. Now, this is the most interesting card to me, the King of Cups coming in, because the King of Cups tells me that this person has this really solid, like, personality foundation of a human being. That he is strong. He does have this incredible emotional sense of him. He's able to really tap into his emotions, his feelings, to present them, to try to observe them in you, to be very heartfelt. He has a very deep capacity for love. And I adore that. I love seeing that. That feels wonderful. But it's so interesting that pops up here as important information for you, because this feels very, to me, this, as soon as we've started pulling all these cards, this feels like, yikes, oh my goodness, I don't know that you want to have to handle any of this. But there is something else coming up here. So let's find out. I want to find out more about this. I want to see if this is somebody worth pursuing, if this is somebody worth waiting for while they're trying to make their decisions, take their action, make their movements, even though they're going through this like heartbreak and pain. If this is somebody from the past, is this somebody that you that you should not forget about. This King of Cups really gets me, and this is where I really want to go. Oh boy, we ask the question, we get the answer. Two of Cups is very much a yes. The Two of Cups tells us this could very much be something that is strong, something that is full, something that has beautiful relationship potential for a future together. It tells us that you could both have the same kind of feelings for each other. And that also tells me that those feelings are probably there right now, even if they're not displaying them to you whatsoever. That they might be working very hard at not displaying feelings to you or to other people. That they're really trying to keep it under their hat. They're really trying to keep it to themselves. I don't completely understand why. I don't really know why we're so torn, but it does seem like this is worth pursuing. This is worth at least us pursuing questions about. So let's ask that question. I would like to know. I would like to know what's going on. What's the struggle here? Why is this struggle coming up? Is this because this is something you let go of? What is this? Like, let's pull a little information. Oh boy, so there's a huge change going on in their life. And this is a burn it down kind of change. This is a destroyer energy. This is a wonderful card. I love this card because this card means that something is going to be rebirthed. There's room for new things coming along. But this is a very disruptive type of change. This is a hard change to deal with. This is a very difficult thing to move through. It's amazing that they're moving through it as well as they are. So whatever this huge change is, I don't know if this is something that you know about or not, but it feels like it's a kind of shake the foundation kind of change that they're going through right now, which makes sense. That puts them in a very uncomfortable space to pursue something that is very heartfelt. But let's find out a little bit more about that. Let's find out. I would really like to know about I would like to know about the near future with this person. If they have it in their energy field to kind of really do the work they need to do to make it to this sort of end zone, to sort of make it to that home space where they feel like they've landed a little bit, they could be a little more available. I just want to look in their sort of immediate future. So we have justice popping up in the immediate future. I need to pull another card. So let's go ahead, and we also have the Two of Wands. So it feels like they still might be a little bit, they might be a little unavailable for a little while. It might take them a moment to circle to a space where they're really truly making the action that they need to make in their life. There's a part of them that is finding a space where things really feel like they've found the balance, where they feel like they've really justified things in their mind. They've really found a space where things feel fair, because having to even make this decision right now, that feels unfair to them, and they're going to have to make peace with some things because it's not going to clean itself up exactly the way perhaps they wanted to. They're going to have to find the balance for themselves. They also, I think, are probably going to be doing a little bit of, just sort of like in their head. And, sometimes this can be a traveling, wandering card. They could be wandering, traveling. There could be something where, something that's going on that's so disruptive in their life that they have to actually physically get away. But I do feel like mentally that they're taking some space, that they're mentally sort of taking a vacation from everything. And it's just the capacity that they have. They just have run out of their max capacity. They're running out of space. So that's looking into the near future. Now, I would like to just let's take a little glance into the far future. What do you say? Let's take a little further afield. Now, let's say I just want to take a look into the space around their energy in the next year. And that's asking a lot of anybody. And I'm not saying you should wait around for this person the next year, but just to go ahead and take a look, see, we had some really good signs that there is some really strong, good potential here. So let's just see if you should keep a door open in that space for the next year. Let's see what we've got. Oh boy, and we've got the Knight of Cups. We ask, we get the answers. Yeah, it feels like this is a yes, that there's space for this to walk in the next year. Now, the interesting thing about this is that our Knight of Cups is a more immature version of our King of Cups. The root of who he is, what he has to offer, is deep and good. And the way that it will be could be coming to you in the next year and be on offer in the next year will be a more foundational space. It will be a more foundling, younger, and slightly less mature version of the fullness of what he's capable of, because he's still finding the balance, he's still finding the space, he's still getting the space he needs. But it doesn't mean it won't show up. I do think it's going to show up, that at least in the energy it's available. And of course that is all up to him, really. These are the human decisions we get to make. But there is potential here. So when we're asking for the next year, there's definitely some potential for this to walk in. I want to switch over now a little bit, because I'd like to see what's going on in your heart, and also what might we need to work on for you, while we sort of know what's going on with them. But also, is there any other love out there that's kind of circling around? Is there anything else you need to know about? I just want to take a look into your energy. Let's just see what else is coming in. Let's see what else is coming in. Let's see what else is coming in. Let's see what else is coming in. So this is a separate deck. This is my trusty deck that delivers some really keen, good answers, some real wisdom on offer here. We ask and we get the answers. Boy, we are getting some divine deliveries today. We have the King of Swords. So yes, I feel like there is another masculine energy that is in your energy field. Whether this is somebody that you know, somebody from the past, somebody that you've been talking to, somebody that is about to walk into your life. There is, in competition with this other person's energy that you're thinking of right now, there is some real divine masculine energy that is already in your energy field. So there is a person who is so super intelligent. This is the kind of person that you kind of feel like, wow, it's the smartest man I've ever met. Like, boy, he knows things. He's got a sharp mind, a sharp intellect. He can see the truth of the way things are. This can perhaps even, he might come off feeling a little rigid about certain things, where you're like, okay, but you see things in a more energetic space, and they might be more, like very factual, or very, I know it's right. I'm so used to being right that it's hard for me to hear other people. But there is this really powerful sense of person, a real seed of knowing, a real seed of masculine power that is extremely attractive. It's very attractive. It isn't as heartfelt, of course, as this other person who we get into our King of Cups. Let's see what the potential looks like in that. Let's see what the potential looks like with that person. Is this something that could lead to happiness? And a 10 of Pentacles popping up. So a different kind of, this is also a card of completion. It's also a 10. And this gets into kind of generational wealth. And it is this beautiful, this feels like a yes as well. But this is a yes in a different way. This could lead to family. This could lead to a feeling of abundance, that you have everything you need. You feel safe, you feel secure. You have the monetary things you need. You have the money you need, the house, you have the things. You have nice, like lovely dinners with friends and with family. And you have this sense of familial belonging and abundance. And there is something very generous within this relationship, and very generous within the family unit that you create. So yes, I do think so. It is different. It is showing us a different side. Oh, the choices we have to make in this life, right? I want to pull one more card for the two of you. If there's anything else you might need to know about this person. Okay, and we have the Six of Swords. Now, of course, we're back in the swords, and we're asking about this person. And something that's important to know about them is that they have been moving away from something, and they have been leaving something else behind. This could be an old life that they're leaving behind. This could be a result of divorce. This could be something where they're having, they've just left a really intense relationship, but they have been in a movement going forward that has been and difficult, but they're doing it. They're moving forward, which I have to say, you know, our person here is also moving forward, but they do also have this stagnant energy. They've really been trying to bring it home, but they really are having a hard time with that action and with that movement. And there's still something very stuck and stagnant. But of course, that other person also very much has potential to come in this next year. So this person leaving some things behind, and that will be a signifier for you as well as you're getting to know them, that this is the person that you're meeting. Let's see what else is in your energy, shall we? I just want to take a look at what else is in your energy. What else is in your energy? What else is in your energy? So we also have the Three of Pentacles in your energy. So it makes sense to me also that you would be very attracted to this King of Swords, because you know, this sort of life that they have on offer is also something you're really interested in right now. You have a real desire to build something that from the ground up, that you're kind of in the foundling stages of realizing how important it is to you, whether that is building a family or a family feeling, whatever that looks like to you, whether that is, you know, feeling secure with your finances, feeling secure with a partner, having a partner who is secure with their finances, whatever that thing is, there is something here that you're discovering and figuring out, and probably starting to plan out what you want for yourself in that area. So there is something that connects to your heart there. And I think that is important to recognize, because, you know, our heart space, it is important that we give our heart space the room to want things like abundance, like safety, like security, even though sometimes that's frowned upon by, people. I guess there are a lot of belief systems that will frown upon that, of like, like money shouldn't be important, or, but you figuring out your abundance, it is important. Those are important things. There's no world in which that is not important, at least here on this earth. I guess that little statement didn't make much sense, did it? Okay, continuing on. I'm just taking a look inside your energy. Oh, interesting. So you have some Three of Wands energy. So you are also I think you're doing some review, and you are in your own space a little bit. I do think that you're kind of looking out. You're looking at the things that you've accomplished. You're looking at your achievements. You're looking at the things that you might feel are passing you by even. You might be looking out at the things that you wish you could have, what it is that you desire for yourself. These kind of sort of concepts that are a little far away, that aren't in your immediate vicinity. You're sort of taking this wide perspective on things right now, which is a little bit lonely. I don't know that that feels necessarily horrible to you right now, but it does feel a little removed from other people, and a little removed from feeling like you're just lit up with life right now. A little more in your head, a little more just not in it, just sort of viewing it, observing it, seeing it, trying to glean something from it, figure something out from it. But those sort of observational things. Okay, and we're still taking a look inside of your energy. Oh boy, we have the Knight of Cups. Look at that. We have the Knight of Cups. I love pulling duplicate cards. I got to tell you, it really helps solidify a message. And that is why they come up, to help us solidify the message. So I do think, while our King of Swords is, I think, a great potential option for you, and also our King of Cups, a great potential option for you, I do think that they're in your energy field. There is a real part of you that is making space for this person to come around. When, and we expanded things out to a year, which means that probably there's a part of you that was like, yeah, I'm going to keep room in my life for this person for the next year. I'm open to this person. I'm making space and room for them. It feels like you've carved out a little space for them to be able to walk in. And that's very interesting. So that's something to take note of for yourself, especially, to just really take note that you might be really holding space for this person, whether you really want to be or not. And you get to decide, you get to make that decision, you get to choose what you want to choose, but it does seem like you've really energetically created some space for that person. I want to choose one more card, just taking a look, and I would like to take a look at any blocks that you might have to love, because you have all this potential coming right at you. So let's make sure that you're open to all that potential that is coming right at you. Are there any blocks for love that might be coming up for you? Yeah. Let's see what we've got. And we have the Five of Wands. So there does seem to be some conflicting energy within you. And this really feels like actually that you have some maybe conflicting beliefs, conflicting desires. You want one thing, but you also want the other, and they don't actually go together, or you think that they're in conflict, but they really aren't. You think you can't have it all. You can't have all the things you want. And so you're in a struggle energy with it, but it's just a limiting belief. What I want you to do is to sit with that and clear that up. Is it just a limiting belief? Can you have it all? Can you have each aspect of the things that you want? Is that a possibility? Does it exist anywhere in the world? If it doesn't, does that mean that it's impossible? I want you to really evaluate that for yourself, just to see what's going on, because it is coming up as a block. So there is something that's in conflict for you, something that doesn't feel smooth and easy, something that isn't sitting, it's turning things into a little bit of a chaos energy where it's kind of like a ball of yarn. It's just very hard, or maybe like a rubber band ball is more of what I'm thinking of. Like it's very hard to see where the lines go. It's very hard to untangle. It's very hard to figure out, like, I don't know even what's going on. And then to find your pathway through that becomes almost impossible because it's just very hard to move through, and becomes a very big block. So just getting the clarity that you need, making space and time for yourself to get clarity, to get understanding, to get insight, to get to the truth of the matter, I think is very important. Okay. All right. I would like to now, I do want to tap some Divine Feminine energy. So I want to pull out our Divine Feminine deck just to see what kind of Divine Feminine energy you could benefit from tapping into. So let's see what we've got here. We've got Isis, beautiful, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So something about this you needed to see and you needed to hear. There is something very sacred about this powerful energy you house within you. And tapping into that pleasure, letting it be a prayer, let yourself come back to life. And that also does feel like it taps into that Three of Wands energy that we were taking a look at, that felt a little distant from life, not completely in it. And maybe part of that is that you're a little removed from your sexual energy, and like a little removed from those feelings. And that could be something to tap into, or to help you sort of revisit, blooming things back up. However, I don't know that there's anything wrong with this, being a little removed, really observing, seeing things. But maybe you want to feel more alive. Maybe you want to feel more lit up. And that doesn't mean you have to have another person involved with that either. That could be something where you get into your senses and you just sort of dress up the way you want to dress, do sort of get a playfulness around having, like a sensual dinner where you just really, really enjoy your food. That kind of thing. Tapping into those pleasurable aspects of life. Let's go ahead, and I want to get a little divine guidance for you. So these cards are a little hard to shuffle, but we're going to do it. They are beautiful. There we go. They're offering us some divine guidance for you. So I want to take a look at some divine guidance for you. I want to take a look at some divine guidance for you. And I rather want to pull one more card. Okay, so I'm pulling two cards for divine guidance for you. We have it's time and choice. I love this. You're being asked to move forward toward the dream that you've been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it out into the world. You're ready. It's time. Which very much does tell me that, hey, you might have been in a real observational space. You might have really been pulled back away and just sort of taking things in. But that's not really where you're meant to be right now. Right now, you're meant to be a little bird that is pushed off of the branch and it's time to fly. You know, you are the rosebud that it's time to bloom. It's time to be your fullest self. You're ready. It's time. You are ready. It's time. And choice is our other card here, which I love choice. You're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. And actually, I just love getting to have choices. That's really what I was going towards. I love that we are humans. We get to choose, and we have this beautiful ability to choose where we go and how we utilize ourselves and what we do with this life. Okay, but the card is saying you are being asked to make a choice that you have been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition, eliminate everyone else's input, and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. And that is very interesting, especially as, you know, you might feel even more connected to this person because you might have an alignment of you needing to decide on something and them needing to decide on something. You might feel an energetic sort of synergy with them where you feel even sort of more aligned with them, even if it's not actually showing up in the speech or the actions and such, but you might feel an alignment with them just because you're sort of in similar spaces. But now I do want to pull one more card for you about making a choice, that there is something you have to make a big choice about. So I would like to pull a card for you for that. If there's any information that we need to know about that or anything to help you with that. We have the Nine of Cups. This is such a glorious card to pull here because the Nine of Cups is kind of like a genie card. I mean, this is kind of like a wish fulfillment card. It has all the feelings, all the emotions. It's all full. Oh, it's all coming in. And the most beautiful thing about this popping up when we're asking about making a decision and making a choice, and as we were talking about before, where you might feel like you're torn between, you know, like the chaos, our chaos card, our Five of Wands card, feeling like you might have to choose between things that feel like they're incongruent, things that feel like they don't go together. But who decided they didn't go together? Who decided that you can't have both of those things? And our Nine of Cups coming up here when we just pulled an oracle card with choice. This feels like an answer that we needed to hear that says, hey, this is what you're being told, that you have to make a choice. You need to decide one way to go or the other. What is it that you want? And our Nine of Cups comes in and says, but you can have it all. This is something you've been struggling with. This is something you've been dealing with. What if your choice was to have it all? What if your choice was to get it all, to let it all come in? And say, I don't believe in those constricting beliefs that say I can only have it one way or the other. I don't think that that is true. I think that's fabricated. I think that that's a lie. And my truth is that I can have it all and I can have everything. That is absolutely beautiful. I have to do one more card. I'm sorry. This card is not about the choice. This card is just about you because I feel like there's some really important information that just hasn't popped up yet. So I just want to see if there is something that is really important that just hasn't popped up yet for you. Something that the cards are calling to you. Okay. And the Nine of Pentacles popping up. Now, this is a very interesting card to come up here because we have had interaction with our Pentacles. And our Pentacles have really been telling us about something that you are beginning to be really interested in. You're sort of in this, you know, sort of almost foundational space of getting really curious about it, trying, like deciding that maybe you want this thing. Maybe it is abundance. Maybe it is money. Maybe it is security. Maybe it is family. Maybe it is Whatever that is, this card coming up says, I feel like this card coming up says there's a certain amount of patience that comes with harvesting. There's a certain amount of that you have to wait for things to grow. You have to trust that they are growing. But there's also something here that says make sure that you're growing what it is you want. And if you want everything, then grow everything. Don't put all of your seeds in one place that it could end up being disappointing because it's not really what you want and you limited yourself because of your belief system in a moment. The true belief system, you can crack that open and take a look at the world around you. Find case studies. Find people in your world that you know who have the things you want all at once, simultaneously. If it's not impossible for someone, then it is not impossible for you. Don't limit yourself to what you can grow. Don't limit yourself to deciding that you really have to choose one thing or another, or that you're gonna negotiate with the universe that if you give up one thing, then surely the universe will provide another thing. You don't have to do that. That is not the way that it works. There is a deep abundance. There is no lack for any of it. Let yourself plant all the seeds that you want to plant, and then have the patience to let them grow so you can harvest them. My goodness. Oh boy. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, could you please subscribe? I would love it. Everyone here would love it. Makes my day. Also, if you'd like this video, I would love that. And what I really want from you, what I really want from you, I want your comments. I want to hear, how does this line up with your life? Does this make sense to you? Was this like, whoa? Or were you like, yeah, no, didn't really, but tell me. I want to hear, I want to read. I don't always comment on every comment, but I read them all. I love them. And really, it fills my heart. And I send you love as I read them too. Let's go ahead. Oh my gosh, what are we going to drop below? Because there's so much going on here. Well, obviously you have an abundance coming in. You have just so much available to you. So let's pop something that signifies abundance. I'm going to say, this doesn't need to get into like money or love abundance, because I think both are very much available to you. I say we drop something that feels let's drop a bouquet of flowers. A bouquet of flowers, because you don't have to choose one flower. You don't have to get the single flower. You get the whole darn bouquet. Maybe I should have made it a meal. You get the whole meal, not just the app, not just the dessert. You get the whole darn thing. But let's do a bouquet, because I love that growth. So, oh my goodness. All right. Until I see your precious self again, I am sending you so much love. I am sending you so much light and so much support for all of this. Until I see you again. Mwah. Mia. Welcome in my card for land and arrive. What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? Let's find out. I want to do a juicy deep dive. I want to find out all the information. We're going to start right here with our Hidden Truth Oracle card that we picked in the beginning. And then we're going to pull lots of cards, and we have questions. We'll pull more cards. So first of all, we have, you don't know how hard it was to let you go. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So this person is somebody from the past. I am gleaning from this. And let's go ahead and let's pull some cards for you. So I want to start right here in our gold deck, and I want to start with that question. What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? What was really going on the last time that you interacted with them? What was really going on the last time you interacted with them? Let's see. Let's see what was really going on. What was really going on? Let's find out about this person in this interaction. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so, oh boy. Oh boy. So we have the Nine of Cups reversed. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the King of Cups. Oh boy, oh boy. We have, oh my, we have the Lovers. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Empress. Wow, these are such telling cards. There is so much information here. And this card that we're reading is putting us in the past. That something here is in the past. So we're getting some really strong feelings and emotions coming through, and some really strong messages coming through that feel like you have not been let go. That, yeah, it was so hard because I couldn't do it, is sort of the feeling I'm getting a little bit. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. Let's start with the Nine of Cups reversed. So we're starting with this card that is so full. It is like a genie card. It is like wish fulfillment. It is with everything coming in. Now, in this reverse position, it does feel like the full potential of everything that they wanted with you was stopped. And I don't know why it was stopped. I'm not getting messages about any of that right now. I'm not reading anything about what happened, why this would be in the past tense, why this would be of something that they had to do. This feels like this was something serious, even if it maybe didn't reach all of the levels that it needed to reach with you, or maybe it did. Either way, those feelings and emotions were certainly very serious. So there was something that really stalled out here, and I don't know whose end it stalled out on, but it just wasn't able to move forward the way that you both wanted it to. Now we have the Knight of Swords and we have the King of Cups. So I am feeling like this person has this real seat of feelings, of depth of emotion for you. Like, I mean, intense. I'm getting into like love, really deep feelings. Really, I'm getting into just some of the deepest feelings here. I'm going to keep reading these, but I have questions. There are cards I want to pull right now. I want to know some things. Now we also have this Knight of Swords, which is giving me this intense movement forward. This kind of almost like impetuous movement forward. Now this also could have been movement forward away from you into something else, where things have not been, coming to full fruition for some reason. And so there was an intense movement away, but the feelings didn't go. I do feel like this person probably moves fast regardless of what they're doing. And it's possible that they moved away fast before they were truly able to give it the thought that it needed, because the depth of feeling that was there wasn't going to just dissolve. And maybe they thought that they could dissolve it by running away. Maybe they thought that they could run away from it, that they could just sort of break away, leave you behind, and whoa, now I'm just a different person, a new life with new thoughts, and all of this emotion has just disappeared. But it didn't. It did not just disappear. You don't know how hard it was. It became, I think, much harder once it sort of landed after the rush of movement came over, and it landed into this depth of feeling and emotion, and a solid depth of feeling and emotion. This isn't even a flighty depth of emotion and feeling. This is solid. It's real. It's authentic. It's deep. And it is really like a full capacity, glass, overflowing kind of feeling. And they see you as this glorious human being. They see you as this divine feminine, growth all around you, all of this glorious feminine energy with just so much held in this kind of almost, put on a pedestal kind of feeling of being in this space that you feel like everything is fresh, like everything is new, like everything is growing, everything is inspired by you, so creative, so full, so new, and so full of life. And there's something so beautiful about you that they're in awe of, physically, energetically, emotionally. Now, the Page of Swords tells me that the last time that you interacted with them, there is something that has been haunting their brain. Our swords do get into that thought space, that mental space, and what they thought they could run away from. The last time that you interacted with them, there was this sort of fledgling new thought. There was sort of this fledgling, this is a young messenger card, you know, it's got that sort of youthfulness about it. So it's just kind of like a young thought that's coming to them. It's like newly inspired piece of them by interacting with you, that they feel like perhaps there is something here. Perhaps this could come back around. Perhaps there is potential for this to, that sort of spark of inspiration, that spark of, oh gosh, I'm reminded of all of this depth of feeling that I have, because after that comes our Lover's card. And I really think that there's, this feeling of revival of these feelings for them, this revival of it meant to be, of heart space, of love space, of wanting it to be something more than it has been, wanting it to continue on, wanting it to grow, wanting to give over to the feelings that they have, wanting it to be something real and seen and known and understood. And whoa. Okay, so let's first I want to go ahead. Yes, I want to stay in our gold deck, and I want to go ahead and ask some questions about this. I would like to know what happened. What happened between you? What was going on? What do we need to know about the past history of this? Was it something deep and big? Was it something that felt sort of shallow but actually had an incredible amount of depth? What are we looking at here? What happened? Okay, so there was something that this card gets into sort of this youthful nostalgia. It's a lot of heart space, a lot of feeling space. We're in that cup space still. And this gets into that feeling of being, feeling safe, feeling secure with someone, feeling like you're just, sort of getting to know them. All of these discoveries are being made together, and things feel like you've met before, like you've had a life before, like you've experienced things together before. There's this known quality about your past experience together, and there's and perhaps that is really shining through in the depth of the feeling now. But that was there already, like where you just already sort of felt like you knew each other and felt like you understood each other and felt like, I feel like this person felt like they wanted to give their heart to you right away, that they wanted to offer up all these feelings and emotions right away. Let's see what else we have. I'm staying in that question because this is a really burning question. What was going on? So it's possible that you were not in a good space for this. It's possible that your energy was really wrapped up in something else, that you were really not free to fully be in the thing that, as this was trying to grow, as it was trying to be what it wanted to be, as it was trying to develop, that you weren't available to it developing, that you were constricted, that you were hedged in by old thoughts, that you were really trapped, held prisoner by old things, held prisoner by thoughts, by things that were not servicing you, that were not growth oriented, that were not in your fullest self. So I think you've done a lot of growth work on yourself personally, and they're seeing this the last time that you interacted. They're seeing this growth that you've had and feeling the difference of it, the difference of these spaces. But there was something very restricted here that didn't allow them full access. It didn't allow them that openness, that fully seen, fully known, fully available quality, that sparks of inspiration are starting to kick in now for. And once again, as I say, this doesn't have to be a huge relationship for you previously. This could have just been something where you guys sort of contemplated something, or maybe you didn't even get that far, but feelings really developed on their end and you just really weren't open to the space as you needed to be. And, you know, maybe there was some back and forth, but whatever the case was, whether it was really, you know, deep and big togetherness, or if it was sort of just sort of tiny, there was a letting go at some point. There was a, okay, this isn't going to work out. This isn't going to be able to be what I really want it to be. I have all these feelings, but you're not open to me offering them to you. But what's popping up now feels very different. I want to stay in this question for one more card if there's anything we need to know about the past here. Although I think our answers have come in pretty clearly and we've gotten some good answers. We have the Eight of Wands. So perhaps something was moving too fast. Perhaps their energy was moving too fast. Perhaps you just... you weren't ready for the movement that was coming towards you, the energy that was coming towards you, the motion that was coming towards you. Perhaps you were in a space where you were really held captive, you were really stagnant, you were really stuck. You were really stuck and the energy was just flying by you and wanted to take you on this ride, but you just couldn't. It was too much. It was too much. But there was some really strong energy here before. Our Eight of Wands it's a very fast moving card. Okay, so I do want to change our question up just a tiny bit. I want to switch to our pink deck. Okay, so we're moving into our pink deck because I want to get a read on some of your energy. And I know that someone started doing some outside maybe sawing. So hopefully I'm going to reduce that and hopefully that's not coming through for you. I hope it's not a distraction away. So I'm going to, but I want to stay in this because this is so many questions, so much good information coming through. So now I want to ask about your energy of what we need to know about you right now. What do we need to know about you and this person right now in your energy? What is there important for us to know? Okay, so we have a reversed card. We have the Seven of Wands reversed. So there, whatever effort, I'm feeling like there's a sense that there was probably a lot of effort that went into it previously. Just figuring yourself out or struggling, or maybe you were just struggling in something. But whatever that was, or however that might have tinged something for you where you feel like this is going to be a lot of work. This shouldn't be a lot of work. This doesn't need to be a lot of work. That can actually be a misguided sort of belief system or thought system around this person. That doesn't have to be a lot of work. This doesn't need to be something where you feel like you're sweating bullets all the time, or you're just struggling and straining to make this effort. Okay, now we also have the Chariot reversed. So we're getting a lot of reversals here. So I am feeling like there is some stagnant movement. There is something that is that hasn't really picked up for you yet. That hasn't really pushed you forward. And whatever momentum this person may carry with them, because it does feel like they carry some momentum energy. I don't think that you have had that energy with them. I don't feel like you've had this desire to just run off and run away into this. And maybe you have in moments, but there's something keeping you stuck. There's something that is holding you back here. There's something that's keeping this from moving forward, from you taking the action that you would need to take, that you would want to take. So there is some stuck energy here, and I'm reading that stuck energy that's coming through. Okay, I think our saw stopped. Yay! All right, now I want to keep with that question. I want to stay with that question. What do we need to know about what's in your energy with this person? What is in your energy with this person? And I would question why you're holding back. There is some reticence here. There is some, there's such strong feelings from this other person. And, if you are thinking of this person as you're starting this reading, even, there must be a desire to know more about this person, to know more about where this could go, or even just an incredible desire to be with them. But there is something stuck. There is something that's not coming through. All right, I'm going to close my eyes for a second and just let this okay, I'm feeling a couple of things. I'm going to see if I can get them all out. I think I got them. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh, I'm gonna make a mess. I can feel it. Okay. We have the Eight of Wands. I love pulling duplicate cards. As you well know, if you've watched my readings, the Eight of Wands, which we've already pulled, that there was this fast moving energy. We have the Hierophant and we have the Five of Swords. So we're asking about what's going on in your love energy, in your romantic energy, in your energy with this, in relation to this person. And this is telling me that it is safe for you to lean into the momentum. It is safe for you to just let the momentum take over, to let the energy sweep you up. Now, I know that that's so much easier said than done, because I feel like there's probably a part of you that already thinks you're just releasing yourself into it, or that thinks that you're open and available to it, or thinks that, that whatever was stuck here might be, but there is a call to, you don't have to muscle your way through this. You don't have to swim through it. You can let the tide take you. You can let the rapids take you. This is really letting the energy that already exists take over, and not having to work for it. You don't have to sweat for it. Now we also have the Hierophant. So I am feeling like there's a deeper part of your own wisdom that you need to tap here. This can get into social constructs. This can get into, wisdom seeking, learning, all sorts of things. But I really feel like this is a call for you to tap into your higher intelligence and seek out yourself as the guru. That there is something here for you to discover, and something for you to really pull some information from. And I mean this in a kind of scholarly way, or, wisdom seeking, guru seeking kind of way. That it's not just, tapping into your intuition, but also looking at yourself and your situation and anything that has gone on here with as objective an eye as possible, as if you were a scientist, as if you were a researcher, or as if you were a stranger, and you were just looking and observing at your own actions, their actions, the energy here, the energy there. There's something very important here. There's something very important for you to recognize. And I think it's in the data. I think it's in the actions you've already taken. I think it's in the way that things are playing out for you. You could write things out in a journaling way of, just exactly how certain situations have transpired, exactly how the energy felt to you. And there's something very important there. And that feels important for you and your heart space and your love space beyond this. That it's a learning moment that will maybe blow your mind, where you're like, wow, that has been so obvious, and that is so powerful and big, and it's kind of life-changing, and I didn't really realize I was doing that, or I didn't really realize that was the pattern that was happening. Now we also have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords, we've been in our sword space a little bit here. We've been in the sword space with you, with that kind of trapped feeling. We've been in the sword space with our Knight of Swords, with them. And our swords get into this thought space, this mental space. And this is kind of a brutal card. I sort of use the words brutal and cruel a lot, I think, when I pull this card generally, but there is something there's something icy, something cold, something that is sort of sharp and perhaps uncaring. And this really feels to me like an outside energy that you have been hurt before from someone else, and it was really painful. It made you distrust the things that come up with other people. It made you distrust your own feelings and emotions. It made you distrust that you could get out of of that prison of your mind, and that is what put you in that prison of your mind. This feels like an experience with someone else that has really changed the trajectory of where you've been going and how you let yourself expand into new relationships, heart space, feelings. And there's something very important there, that cruelty, and maybe you need to go over it with a fine-tooth comb of, understanding the ways in which you perhaps, I don't want to say you were responsible, because that's not what I'm saying, but I do think there's something to some radical responsibility of understanding that perhaps in certain cruel moments, standing up for yourself, taking your own side, deciding that you want more for yourself and leaving, and maybe when that didn't happen, or just sort of really looking over it and letting yourself have the moments you need to have with yourself, that, loving yourself through making any of those mistakes, loving yourself even though perhaps you weren't able to completely see what was going on, or maybe you did feel what was going on and you didn't act on it because you didn't really trust your own inner instincts and you wanted it to be something different instead. Whatever it was, I do want you to really evaluate for a little bit. And then also I think that an expression of this is probably important, expressing any kind of anger that's arisen from that, sadness, difficulty that you've had since this interaction, letting yourself kind of just feel it, but then you do need to let it go. You need to let it burn up at some point as well. And that is also easier said than done. I do recommend doing a little ritual of maybe writing this person's name or the incident or anything that comes up with this on a piece of paper and burning it safely. Always safely. We burn things safely. I do recommend doing something of that nature, but also really doing some energetic clearing. And coming back around for yourself now, because you are worthy of coming back around for now. Even if you made mistakes in the past, which of course we all do. We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. But also, I don't want to let this person off the hook by saying like their cruelty is your mistake. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes, we could have done better for ourselves. We could have shown up more for ourselves, or and for every single human being, that is true. Okay. All right. Now, I would like some action items here. Now, I've already given you some action items, but I would like a couple of action items to take back your power for what you need to do to move forward here. Say, if you want to move forward with this person, if you wanted to, it feels like there's something new about this person from the past. It feels like there's a new energy here. So if you wanted to lean into this new energy, what kind of action items would you need to take? Now, I do believe you've done a ton of growth work already. We have that Empress card. I do think that you are in a completely different space. But is there anything else that you can do? Is there any other action you can take to help launch you perhaps towards this person's, direction? Hi, we have the Two of Cups. I love getting good answers. So communicate. Let yourself communicate. And this could be communicating with this person. This could be communicating about past things, what happened, why this is hard for you. This could also be communicating with a friend, letting yourself just express what you felt, to be able to hash things out. This could also be, communicating with a therapist. But I do think communication is really important here. And then I also think with this person, just letting yourself arrive. Just letting yourself arrive and be on an even playing field where you're both open, you're both bringing your feelings and emotions forward in that very easy way, and just seeing how it goes, just coming on equal footing and seeing how it plays out. letting it come in just naturally, which does remind me of our Six of Cups card, which is something that was always there with you two, this feeling of just arriving at the same place at the same time, this feeling of I've known you before, I've known you before. So communicates our first action item, and arriving, really just being there, being present with this person. And strength is our other action item. And strength is a tricky action item because, that's more of a concept or characteristic. But the way that this is depicted and this feeling of intense coming into something with an intense sense of confidence, capability, to make that leap from feeling like you have not trusted yourself in the past, you've perhaps let yourself down in the past because this isn't even you really letting yourself down, but somebody took advantage of you and someone was cruel and brutal, but somehow that leads to you not trusting yourself, because you were in that situation in the first place. So something that can gain your own trust back. And that is a huge ask. Really, that's going to take time. It's going to take, the experience of togetherness to do that. But what is an action item we could have in the here and now in a very small way to help gain your trust back with yourself? Is there something that you need to know you have the strength for now? Is there something, and I want to go beyond romance and heart space. I want to go into your entire life. Is there something that you need to set a boundary around yourself now? Is there something you need to communicate now? Is there something that is fierce and brutal and cruel and that you need to interject yourself and stop it where it is? And put an end to it and let it be done. And that feels absolutely like the right message to say, especially as it is in this card. She's closing the mouth of a lion. It feels, extremely difficult. She's extremely capable. And, this has all the potential for it to turn into a bloodbath. This is all the potential of being scared to face something that could be a bloodbath for you, that could feel like this could end me, but it won't. And taking your power back that way. That could be a situation with, setting a boundary with a friend. It could be a situation where you're letting yourself live with something that you don't want to live with. That could even be something about, a habit that has been circling around your world that you don't want to put up with anymore. And you're like, I'm putting an end to this. I'm putting this to rest. We're closing the mouth of this lion. I've got this. I am capable. I can handle this. That is the action item. I would like to turn to this is my beautiful older deck that has all of these glorious pieces of wisdom to offer us, always delivering on beautiful answers. So I would just like to, I'd just like to ask, first of all, what you need to know about this connection, your heart space, all of this. That's what I would like to know first of all. Oh, we're getting the best answers. I love full delivery. And I feel like all the answers that are coming in are just so clear and, just really in abundance coming in, where it's like, oh, yeah, well, it's going to be good. I feel like it has the potential to be really good. This is so worth opening yourself up to. Our first little piece of wisdom is the Ace of Cups. Ace is bringing new opportunities. Those cups bringing love and feelings and emotions. This is an overflow. It's a wonderful card to pull when asking this exact question. This is just this incredible openness, this incredible drenching of heart space, drenching of feeling and emotion in a good way. Such good things. This holds an incredible amount of potential. This holds a real wealth. This is worthy of opening your hands up to. This is very worthy of being receptive to. Let's see what else we have to hear about this. Oh, I'm feeling a couple of things. Okay, I'm feeling this guy, I'm feeling this guy, and I am feeling our top card. So here we go. Let's rock and roll. We've got the Seven of Cups reversed. We have the Ten of Cups, and we have the Four of Pentacles. Very clear answers. We'll start at the beginning. We have the Seven of Cups reversed. So this to me feels like a warning coming in of get out of the past, get out of the future. Stay here now with what's real. You can see this card is very much in the clouds, feelings and emotions, good things, bad things. And it is this, sort of like, oh, okay, I can, see what all of these things that, and this, all the cards can be good and can be bad. But I do feel like this is coming as a warning to say the past and the future, they don't hold the answers for you. They don't hold the path that this is going to go down. This is not a prescribed lane. This is not a road that has, that has already been paved in your past, nor is it something that you can foresee in the future. It's something that you need to be here now for. And take the information as it comes. Don't decide what it means for the future when you're, try to stay in the present. Don't try to control everything and let your imagination control it by imagining all the kinds of outcomes based on what's happened before or what you imagine could happen in the future. Stay here now. Our Ten of Cups is a glorious card. We've pulled the Lovers. We have pulled our King of Cups. We've pulled our Empress. We have pulled the Two of Cups. We have pulled the Ace of Cups. We have pulled, in as far as, love cards go, this feels like it has soulmate potential. You have no idea how hard it was to let you go, because there is something seated deep within my soul for you. The Ten of Cups is an overwhelming abundance of happiness, love, completion, home, family. It is, under the rainbow openness. It is so delightful. It's a card of completion. It is just this yummy, juicy, full meal of a card. And there is an incredible wealth of potential here. And I believe that this deserves to be recognized for that and also treated that way. And the Four of Pentacles comes in. And as the Four of Pentacles comes in, this feels like it is coming in as a warning as well. So this feels like it is saying, hey, look at the potential. Look at all of the abundance that is right here, right now. There is an abundance right in this energy field. It is so full. It is so juicy. Don't be stingy with yourself. Don't be stingy with this person. Don't hold back too much. This is a kind of stingy card. I don't know that I like that word, but you know what I mean. That sort of hoarding things to yourself. Oh, I'm not going to share this important thing. You know what? I'm not going to tell this person this, beautiful gift of a word, gift that I have to say, because I'm going to hold things back. Because, we do that from fear. We do that from the past brutalities that have happened. We don't want things taken away from us that were previously taken away from us. But this is not the space. This is not the space to hold it all to you. This is not the space to decide that you can't be free with your abundance. Let your abundance reign. Let your abundance shine. Let yourself really be open to that. This reading, my goodness, I cannot wait to hear your comments. I do want to pull a Divine Feminine card for you. It's a little tap of advice for moving forward, a little tap of guidance. And for you, we have Saraswati, the goddess of self-knowledge. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. I love that. And that feels like something, yes, especially in your Empress energy. You are this master creator. You are this divine feminine. You do flow. You do have this goddess of self-knowledge feeling. I love that. And I also do want to pull a little divine guidance for you as well. And let's see what we've got. These cards are a little stiff. I've not broken them in properly yet. So let's see. A little divine guidance for you. I'm feeling it right back here. Uh, Abundance. Wow, how many times did I say that word today? How many times did I just say that word throughout your reading? You're being asked to open to abundance. I can't even, to believe that you're deserving of it and believe that it will flow to you. This is the first important step toward receiving it. Breathe deeply and trust that it's on its way. Open yourself to it and believe that it is on its way. Open, receiving, abundant. My goodness. Can you please comment for me? I would really like to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. I have to say, I thought this reading was going to be in a different direction in the beginning. I was a little surprised by our first card. I was curious about what was going to come up, and so much information came up for us, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for just a delivery of answers. Wow. We really got our delivery. I'm so grateful for that. Can we drop something that represents abundance below? This is like a pot of gold. So I don't think there's a pot of gold. I don't think there's a pot of gold emoji. If there is, definitely drop it. But let's go ahead and drop I don't even really want something that taps money per se, because I'm really feeling abundance, just life abundance, love abundance, just woof. So let's drop a cup. There's so many cups on here today. Feelings, emotions, our Ace of Cups. Let's drop a cup. And this could be the trophy cup too. Actually, I love the trophy cup. Let's do the trophy cup. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It means the world to me. It means the world to everyone here. We love it. Like this video as well, of course. But really, I want your comments. I want to hear what's going on. I want to hear how this felt. I don't always respond to all the comments, but I read them all, and it means the world to me when I get to hear how things hit or resonated. And I know some of this is very vulnerable information, so just whatever you feel comfortable sharing. But I am so grateful for you and your attention and your incredible, beautiful, overflowing energy. I cannot wait to hear about this. I'm sending you love and so much light until I see your precious self again. Mwah. Mia.